What's up guys, I'm Luke Martin, venture coinist, full-time crypto trader and investor. I'm also a strategist. I do consulting for some individual investors, also some institutions, and also advisory services for other ICOs or blockchain startups. I'm making this series as a way to show you guys what it looks like to be a full-time investor, trader, everything that goes on. I'm usually working here, doing everything. This is my office for now. For this first episode, we're gonna head to Dubai. There's so much more that goes on behind the scenes. I wanna give you guys access to conferences, meetings, all that, so you can see what I'm actually doing to get ahead. So I have to shut down these charts, make sure I'm not in any time-sensitive trades. Get out the door, I gotta catch a flight. I'll see you guys in Dubai.
Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
So we just got to Dubai. I'm super hyped about being here. Have a couple meetings lined up with some clients, some guys I've been working with since November. It's been going great, so I'm excited to see them. They're both in town. Tomorrow we have a big day lined up too. Meeting with an investor I've been working with for the better half of the year, investing in some ICOs. It's also his birthday we're going to be celebrating, and then on Monday we have the Dubai International Blockchain Conference, the biggest blockchain conference in the Middle East. So I'm super hyped to understand the blockchain culture here and meet with some of those teams, specifically Wanchain. So big weekend in Dubai.
All's good? Yeah, that's about. You're walking with that camera?
Yeah. Is that safe?
Yeah, it is safe. Man, good to meet you.
Yeah, you as well.
How's good? Sure. I think Red is all dressed up for you. We're communicating. Nice.
What's up, man? Yeah, good to see you.
I was just in the plane for what, 16 hours?
16.
I don't even know what day it is. I'm setting up for a stream. This is where I work with my smaller group of investors, and we're gonna go over everything from all the alts that have been moving, the positions that I'm in, positions that anyone wants to check on. And the bigger thing that I try to focus on is macro strategy. So what does that mean for your portfolio? What kind of allocation shifts should you be doing? You see a lot of things on Twitter and elsewhere, sell your alts or do this, go all in, go all out. I'm trying to take maybe a more rational approach and think about things like value, momentum, and moving just a lot slower to make sure that you're making smart, rational decisions and really thinking from a bigger perspective. So about to do 30-minute hour stream, get everyone caught up, get everyone on the same page, and make sure that you're stress-free and also making the right decisions in your portfolio. The point of this stream and the reason that I do these every single day with the group, it's a lot more about just showing, on Twitter you might see charts, you might see people making these moves or telling you a signal, why to sell, when to buy. What I try to do is really show the process of, why I'm making these decisions, kind of go through and audit what decisions you're making, what kind of technical analysis, different ways you're managing risk, and really show the process and kind of teach you the framework so that going forward, these individuals, this small group that I work with, they don't have to rely on someone else, and no matter what they see, any analysis, they actually know what's going on. We already have, there's a good number of people in here. We have Rick. What's going on, Rick? Prinny, D. Callahan, Akmal. Callahan's patiently waiting for that Z Classic update. We're definitely gonna go over Z Classic. I'm going to start with Bitcoin, and this one might be a little bit longer, so I'm going to be going over everything that's going on with Bitcoin and kind of now how it's stair-stepping or using these ranges like I talked about. If it can ever take a break, if it ever hits that resistance, alts get a chance to move. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin hanging at this fib resistance. This was the previous resistance that I drew a day or two ago that it's hanging out at, and then we're also going to go over a bunch of alts because I see so many moving across the board, and more importantly than individual alt positions, it's thinking, macro perspective, what does that mean for your total portfolio? Profits being taken, what does it mean to let more run and stuff like that. I had the opportunity to meet with last night, which was awesome. Got to get some really good feedback about the group, and kind of came up with 2 ways that I'm going to improve it as well. DBIX is the other one that I wanted to cover, and the whole kind of the whole catalyst or narrative for this one was the Dubai conference that I'm at right now. So I was anticipating that the team is going to somehow find a way to kind of hype that or you know, play that to their favor. The original entry back here was around 40,000 sats, so not a 2x yet, but the setup, I'm not going to redraw this whole thing. CoinLife kind of messed me up here, but this was a falling wedge. Check out the alt trade idea setup. I'm going to continue to hold on to this one through the conference, and I actually like what this team is doing, so I'm going to continue to probably hold on to the full position and only consider even selling at maybe a 2x. Heading downtown Dubai to go meet up with some colleagues I've been working with for the better part of the year, investing in some ICOs. The multiples have been crazy lately as alts are coming back. Everyone kind of thought ICOs were dead, but I think it was more a factor of alts overall in the market weren't performing well. And now that they're performing strongly against Bitcoin, we're seeing a resurgence with alts, or with ICOs I should say, so it's kind of drawing a lot more interest. So I'm headed downtown. Hopefully these guys have some ICO tips or some leads for me to track down, and some new ideas I can research. Getting all set up to head over to the Dubai Blockchain International Summit. I'm really excited to speak with some of the teams that I met last night. Last night we had a really good time at a rooftop down in Dubai, meeting with some of the investors that I've been working with all year, celebrating a birthday, and getting to speak, kind of a boots on the ground approach. Getting to actually speak with those teams and see what they're doing is huge. It gives you such an upside actually meeting the founders. You can get a sense of, you know, how passionate that person is about that project, what they actually know. Specifically what I'm looking for at the conference, I want to speak with the Wanchain team. Really interested in how that interoperability alliance works with Icon and Aeon. So I want to speak with the founder Dustin about that. I spoke to him about meeting him at the booth. And the other speaker that I'm excited to see is Henok. He has a unique approach to investing in ICOs and getting his, you know, just more perspective, more insight into what he looks for in ICO opportunities, and just getting perspective from different investors always adds value to what I do, because it gives me new ways to think about how I should be looking at an investment, or different ways to audit my own strategy. There's definitely a crypto conference going on here, as you can see. A little Lambo parked outside. If you've ever asked me when Lambo on Twitter, that's when Lambo. When you come to the Dubai Blockchain International Summit, you arrive in a Lambo. Not mine yet. I'm still in the taxi, but one day.
I'm from India. I live in Dubai. I fly planes for a living. I feel like a bit of a fraud here. But that's what makes this so special, right? Because it's bringing together so many people that are new to the space, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to help and make things easy, right? For investing, trading. Wow.
Got you excited about Wanchain?
The interoperability. So I want to know, you know, how that came about, kind of what you actually did with Icon and Aeon, if it's actually an active thing, if that was more of a marketing thing, or because I understand that happens too, but that and just platforms are doing so well, right? There's such an appetite for platforms. Anything that's going to bring the 3.0 in a sense.
So the original problem was one that Jack Wu was focusing on a lot since the early days of Factom. Because Factom has this like multi-blockchain architecture, so he's always been thinking about, okay, how do we get these chains to talk and communicate? And I mean, it's obviously a pretty well-known problem in the space, but Jack's sort of really has like a keen eye towards really pragmatic and simple solutions. In the blockchain space, it's, you know, we're building NASA flight launch code here, right? This stuff can't break, it's digital cash. So complexity often comes with a lot of risk. Complexity means there's more stuff to break. So we try to like minimize the complexity as much as possible while solving this like systemic problem. And we do that by, you know, so first of all, it's important for Ethereum, so we benefit from all of we stand on their shoulders for all the plumbing and networking and consensus and VM they built, and that's, I mean, that's a big lift.
I saw a mention of Casper as well. So.
Yeah, we'll be adopting their scaling solutions as they roll them out. So, you know, we're very much a part of that family, and we've contributed things back to their code base. So, And so we make this one modification into a multi-party computation, and what it basically means is you can take a group of validators, can take control of private keys, but not any one of them holds the private key.
Okay.
And so, and they can also do this for any blockchain. No blockchain needs like a soft or hard fork, like atomic swaps are interesting, but one of the problems is oftentimes the blockchains need to be upgraded to be able to handle the atomic swaps. Whereas with MPC, it's sort of like permissions, we can anchor into any chain we want. And so you'll take this group of validators, if you wanted to say transfer ETH to exchange ETH for Litecoin, you would give your private keys, you would send your private keys to this group of validators, and they would take control of that private key, and they'd hand you a proxy token, so like an ETH prime that is minted on top of Wanchain. So on Wanchain, we mint all these proxy tokens. It's kind of like when you went to a casino and you hand them a $100 bill and they give you a chip, and then you can go, move the chip around, place your bets. So if you got your ETH, you can trade it, do whatever you want with it, and maybe you have, instead of 100 ETH, maybe you have 50 or maybe you have 500, and then you can always go exchange that back for the original ETH. Okay. And so once we have all the assets on this one platform, then banking applications like decentralized exchanges are just applications built on the platform.
On the institutional side, what we see is that valuations don't really matter as much. They tend to be kind of longer term time horizon. It could be a project that raises 100 million or more on the bet that in the next several years, this could be a protocol valued many times more. So $100, $200 million valuation at the ICO, but over the next 5 to 10 years, when this becomes a regulated asset class, what kind of criteria actually matters? So things like the team, the tech behind it, and the kind of VC style criteria.
About to head out of the conference. Today was a really good day. It's such a humbling experience to kind of talk to so many people online. It's always a one-way conversation, but then to actually hear from them that it helped them or they understand a concept better, it's so cool for me, especially this far away from home. One of the big takeaways, and it is a common theme, is that you don't really always get from just looking online, is when you see a project and you actually talk to the founder, talk to someone associated with the project, and they can't explicitly explain why a token should be involved. A lot of these projects are just kind of tacking a token on because it's a nice way to raise funds, right? So saw a lot of that. Definitely saw some investments I should stay away from, you just can't get that any other way than being here. Just thinking back on the conversations that I had today and all the people I talked to, their strategies, what coins they were looking at, one of the most shocking things, and it blows my mind, is how many asset managers, or even if they're individuals and retail investors, I'm talking to guys with 25 or 100 Bitcoins, and they're asking very basic things about some coins, or just a clear lack of strategy. And that's not to say that I have this winning strategy, or that there's only one way to do this, or their coins are wrong. But it's just still blows my mind and how early we all are. I think we're still early, and you can just see that in terms of the people investing, the strategy, the infrastructure, the funds that are just kind of throwing money at anything right now. So the real takeaway from that point is something that I continue to drill on and continue to focus on myself, and continue to try to share, is it's just so important to have some kind of strategy, right? Have some kind of conviction, do the research into why you're actually investing or trading into these coins. This is real money. This isn't some kind of game. And clearly you can create alpha from that. You can find returns from that just by putting in the work.
Got your flight details, bud. I'll see you at the airport, the seat flight, and I'll meet you where you come out. So after you collect your luggage, the main area, when you come out the doors, I'll see you there. I'll recognize you. If you don't recognize me, give me a holler. give me a call on WhatsApp or whatever. All right, buddy. See you later. Ciao.
Nice, nice. All right, so Matt's gonna be picking us up from the airport. We're wrapping up here. Had a good time last night. Went out with everyone that I've been meeting and was at the conference with. This has been such an incredible trip. It's even better when you can wake up and ZRX is almost a 2x. So I think they're doing a lot more volume than anyone anticipated really early. So having conviction in those trades and letting them sit, letting them run, adding on the dips, and just doing less, guys. Letting those positions run. So off to South Africa. I got to pack all this shit up and get a move on. We got to catch a flight.